What's up, fragrance connoisseurs? Everyone has given their reaction to the video of the first date in the Cheesecake Factory and the woman that refused to get out of the car. So why not jump on the bandwagon, but we're going to give it with a twist. I want to give it from a fragrance point of view. So stay tuned for station identification, and we'll get right into it. Okay, fragrance connoisseurs, so we're back. We're going to get into it and give our reaction from a fragrance point of view. I'm going to cue up the first part of the video of the first date and the Cheesecake Factory.
He got me at the Cheesecake Factory, y'all. I ain't getting out this car. Yes.
Would you want me to open the door for you?
Look.
Are you're recording me?
Yeah. This is the Cheesecake Factory. This is the Cheesecake Factory, y'all.
What's the problem with that?
This is a chain restaurant. Who takes someone that looks like this to a chain restaurant?
You want to talk about it? I'm fine with talking about it, even in front of them.
Oh, yeah, I want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Come on, get up on in the car. Yeah, we're going to talk about it.
Oh my. First of all, I love this woman. Her boldness, her audacity. How could this not go viral with the way that she has put this out on social media? But that's a whole different story. This reaction is from the fragrance. So let me draw it in, and we're going to come back from a fragrance point of view. All right, let's get right into it. The first thing, I want to come from a little different standpoint, and I want to look right at what kind of perfume do I think she wore on this date. Looking at her style, looking at her drip, she's got nice sunglasses. I don't see any kind of fashion name on it, but they look like they're worth some money. I'd have to say her braids are done and they are long. It's a tight braid setup. And I would say just from the braids alone, you're probably talking about $450, $500. Eyebrows are done, makeup is tight. And looking at what I can see of her dress, I would say that it's not off of like Macy's. I would say she is more Nordstrom's, Neiman Marcus, Saks Fifth Avenue. So from that type of drip that she's portraying, we're going to say she's probably, from a fragrance standpoint, rocking Mason Francis Kirkjohn Baccarat Rouge 540. But she's got an edge to her, so I don't think it's just the Baccarat Rouge 540 EDP. I'm saying she's got the straight version. So we're going on that and saying Baccarat Rouge 540 is straight. Coming from a retail point of view is $465 for the 50 mil. We're talking about $9.30 per milliliter. So, ladies, if you put on Mason Francis Kirkjohn Baccarat Rouge 540 straight, and your date pulls up to the Cheesecake Factory, yes, lock the doors and let's talk about it. You have sprayed on your body more than what your meal will cost that night. And you say, Charm City, what is your point? My point is, you should have put on Al Haramain Amber Oud Ruby Edition. $58 at the discounters for 120 mil is going to give you the same DNA, and you would felt better about your fragrance choice. It's a fragrance that's safe for Cheesecake Factory. All right, ladies, tip number 2. When your date arrives, you need to go up to him, give him a big hug, and inhale deeply. If you smell this, yes, Dior Sauvage or any Sauvage flanker or clone, your feng shui is more than Cheesecake Factory, then you need to run. Why do you ask? Simply this. He is wearing the chain restaurants of fragrances. Everybody has Dior Sauvage. You're going to see it and smell it everywhere. If he's wearing the chain restaurant of fragrances, you are going to Cheesecake Factory. Or worse, Chili's. Or even worst of all, TGIF Fridays. TGI Fridays. It's not going to go the way that you think it's going to go.
I told you both yesterday and this morning that I'd come to pick you up at 4 p.m., right? And I got to your place at 4 p.m. You didn't even come downstairs for another hour, and so I was waiting downstairs
I understand.
for an hour. Right?
But I wasn't expecting for work to take me so long. I got home a little late. And like I said, I don't know you well enough to invite you up into my apartment. And that is not possible.
All right, another tip for the men. Men, if your date makes you wait an hour, like this woman made this man wait, hopefully you have not sprayed on your cologne. One thing, you're already getting deep in the dry down, and if the date lasts 3 or 4 hours, you may have to reapply. But you should bring your fragrances with you, because if she makes you wait, then you have to know that you're not going to make your reservation. So you should not be wearing Roja Dove Musk Oud. Yes, it's a sexy fragrance, but for that price, you're not going to make it to Ruth Chris. You're not going to make it to Aria like she wanted to go or like they first had it set up. You are going to a chain restaurant that you can get in line very easily and not have to worry about slipping the maitre d' $100 just to get you pushed up to get into the restaurant. I would say go for Mancera Oud Exclusive. While you're waiting, you should wait until she comes down anyway. You spray Mancera Oud Exclusive, another one at the discounters, $100 or less. Then you can now know with certainty that you are having a fragrance that is going to match the feng shui of the restaurant that you're going at. And if you're down with OPP, as the song says, now when you do it well and make sure that it counts. You're now down with a discount. All right, this is a tip for the men. Men, if your date smells like money, I mean straight up like a love potion from heaven. For example, if she's wearing Spirit of Dubai Narcissi, which I don't even have a full bottle of, it is $1,500 retail for a 90 mil. This one, or even Spirit of Dubai, the first generation Taraz. This is another rose fragrance that is around $280, $300 for a 50 mil. Either one of these, you're going to have to step up your game. You cannot take her to Cheesecake Factory. If you try to take her to Cheesecake Factory, just like you saw in the video, she is going to lock the car door, any other door that you can think of, and any other portal of entry, if you know what I mean. You're going to have to step up your restaurant game and take her somewhere else. Or if it's not your first date and you know this woman and you go out with her regularly, why not buy her Montal Ristretto Intense Cafe? It's a rose fragrance, it's musky, it's nice, but it's also at discounters for $100. And when you give her that, she cannot say she is too good to go to the Cheesecake Factory. All right, back to the ladies. If your date takes you to Cheesecake Factory and you're wearing this, yes, Dior Fave Delicios, this is a discontinued fragrance, and you probably paid upwards of $450 to have it. It is absolutely edible, and you were telling your date that dessert was on you, literally. But now you're at Cheesecake Factory. You should have put on this. Frenetic Delicios by Paris Corner. You can smell great for a fraction of the cost. You're going to have that same cherry, chocolate, nuance and vibe. And you'll feel good about the date even if you're going to Cheesecake Factory. Instead, with Fête Delicios, you are telling him that he's got to get an extra cheesecake to take home with him because you are no longer on the after dinner menu. I'm telling you, in all these situations, if the fragrance matched the restaurant, probably half of the anger and animosity wouldn't have been there. So you heard it from me. This is a reaction to what went on about the cheesecake first date, and it comes from a totally new twist. We weren't trying to get into the points of whether it's right or wrong, and there's so many different ways you could go into that, especially with men and women both working. Is it right that men have to pay for everything, or that we're going into dates? But that is a whole different channel. My channel and the channel that we're doing for Fragrance Connoisseurs is dealing from fragrance, so we gave you the fragrance point of view. Hope you enjoyed the video. We do want you to like, share, and subscribe. And take care. God bless.